This video will talk about making a travel itinerary using the basics of Dijkstra's algorithm and graph theory. This algorithm will select any one of the places first. Let's say Thekri. The distance between Thekri and all other locations are as shown in the graph. The distances marked on the edges are in kilometers. Now we apply Dijkstra's algorithm's first step. Set the distance of Thekri to 0 and all the other locations to infinity. Measure the distance between all the other locations and Thekri. If the distances are less, which is true in this case, we replace infinity to the measured distance. Now select the location which is nearest to Thekri and travel there. In this case, Munnar with 86 kilometers. Now, again apply basic step of Dijkstra's algorithm. Set the distance of Munnar to 0 and all the other places except Thekri to infinity. Measure the distance between Munnar and other locations. If the distances are less, which is again true in this case, we replace infinity to measured distance. Select the location which is nearest to Munnar and travel there. In this case, it is LFP with 172 kilometers. Add this distance to the 86 kilometers counted earlier, making the total distance 258 kilometers. Again apply the basic step of Dijkstra's algorithm on LFP. Set all the distances to infinity except Munnar and Thekri as we have already traveled there, and 0 for LFP. Measure the distances of the locations from LFP. If the distances are less than infinity, which is again true, replace infinity to the measured distance. Select the smallest and only available path, in this case to Trivandrum with 146 km. Add this distance to the total distance travelled, making it 430 kilometers, and the path of travel is Thekri to Munnar to LFP and then Trivandrum. Now repeat the same process by taking the starting point as Munnar, LFP and Trivandrum. You will find that the total distance travelled with Munnar as the starting point is 370 km, with LFP is 501 km and with Trivandrum is 370 km. Among these distances, the shortest is 370 km, which is achieved when we start from Munnar or Trivandrum. Hence, the shortest two possible paths to cover all these places are Munnar, Thekri, LFP, Trivandrum, and Trivandrum, LFP, Thekri, Munnar. Therefore, we can see that the basics of Dijkstra's algorithm and the graph theory help us formulate a path that can be the most efficient one to cover all the places entered by the user, making it useful for the trip planning.